Alright, we are back. Welcome back to Let's Play Bloodborne for Katie, a video series where I play through Bloodborne to show it off to my sister Katie. Something I neglected to mention last time when you saw me open up that shortcut back to the lamp where Gilbert's window is that this is really a cornerstone of From Software's kind of genius level design. The way a lot of areas in Souls games, and this game, indeed, are laid out is it will make you go through a complete, just bullshit, hard as hell, tons of enemies, just a complete nightmare to get through part of the level. And your reward for getting through it is you unlock a shortcut so you don't have to do it again. You know, usually these shortcuts will take you pretty near the boss. Sometimes it'll be over, say, the first half of the level, so you can skip just one part of the level or what have you. Makes it very useful if you're just going to the boss and trying to get, trying over and over again to beat the same boss. You don't want to have to be running through the, that nightmare mob out in the central Yharnam town square every single time you want to try to fight the cleric beast or the other boss that is actually just beyond this elevator? Can't get there from here. Okay. Yeah, that's something I learned in this game and then really got codified for me when I played Dark Souls 3. It's like, oh, From Software games are about slogging through just a complete nightmare hellfuck, and your reward is, oh hey, cool, now I can skip it. I'm also ducking back into this house where we met this kind old grandpa to check out this note that I forgot to read. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night. Whether that was tonight's hunt or a hunt long ago, we don't know as of yet. Central Yharnam can be pretty confusing for your first time around. There's lots of little passageways that connect in various surprising ways, so it's easy to get lost going off the main path. Thankfully, I have played this game before and am good at it, especially fighting dogs. I was like, should I kill the dogs in the cages? Because, the one is scripted to escape, and then the other one attacks you and all, but, the other ones in the cages don't hurt you, and then I was like, nah, fuck this, these guys are assholes. Hey, quit barking it there.
Well, do you know of any safe places? I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you once had got off your arse, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not? Yeah, I should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That lot of good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you?
I think you're all assholes.
Go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
Dude, assholes and madmen, they're all different things, So far, everybody I've seen outside has been a madman, and everybody I've heard inside of houses has been an asshole. Except Gilbert, he's too sick to be an asshole. Anyway. Well, We don't know of any safe places as of yet, so maybe if we find one, then we can come back and tell that old lady all about it. But, hey, the lighting is guiding me a certain way in this level. Ooh. Well, looky here, a secret area behind a bunch of breakable physics objects. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Look! Hidden items and hanging corpses. We'll be sure to collect those later. Time for women? Ooh. A friend? Oh, hell yeah! I hear that, buddy. I'll do that.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts? No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
Alright. Let me just switch out my gesture for the one I will probably use most in this game. So that was Eileen the Crow. She's sort of a fan favorite NPC. Definitely one of the friendliest faces we'll be encountering throughout this game. She gives you the Bold Hunter's Marks, the first couple you'll find. This is a very useful item. You start the game with a Hunter's Mark, which allows you to warp back to the bonfire, but you lose all your blood echoes. I'm sorry, lamp. They're bonfires in Dark Souls. They're lamps in this game. You lose all your blood echoes, though, when you use the Hunter's Mark. Bold Hunter's Mark allows you to warp back to the lamp, but with all your echoes intact. So, if you think something's gonna go south, it is a good idea to use a Bold Hunter's Mark. I'll be making use of them much later. Well, not much later, but not for a while. Eileen, fans of this game love to make fun of Eileen's accent, particularly the way she says Hunter. You know, so they'll spell it like Hoonter and all. And it's like, sure, that's funny, but I don't know. I think at a certain point, the real joke is like, haha, some people are from the north of England. Eileen is also a hunter of hunters. A certain type of hunter who... I'm gonna have to say hunter a lot, there's no way around it. Who, is sort of a preliminary, precautionary, takes out, hunters who have fallen into madness, given into their bloodlust, and, she's there to kill them before they completely devolve into beasts. So we might see some of that. I sped up the footage there and a little bit here because I kept hearing this little shuffling noise, and I thought it was a certain enemy that doesn't show up until later that carries upgrade materials on it, and I thought it spawned in if you break some barrels, because that does happen later. And then after a couple minutes of doing that on camera, I realized, like, oh, no, that's just some rats. That's just some rats on the floor below. Like, I'm gonna see the rats later. I'm wasting time. I'm gonna have to edit this, so... Yes, apologies, I will occasionally do stupid shit in this run. If you're Katie, you can feel free to make fun of me for that. If you're not Katie, shut up. You have no power over me. This isn't for you. More crows. Another thing that you have to get used to about Souls games is that even the weakest enemies, if there's enough of them around, and if you're not paying attention, they can still fuck you up, you know? You can still get hassled by the crows. Maybe not to the point of death, but, you know, definitely to the point that if you slip up, they can kind of ruin your day, you know? A lot of From Software's design ethos vis-a-vis level design and enemy placement is to, you know, set up the game feel of their games in such a way that it encourages slow, deliberate, careful play that's all about, you know, fighting enemies in one-on-one bouts where you have plenty of space to maneuver and read their attack patterns and all that. And then just placing enemies in such a way that makes that often very unviable and forces you to rely on other strategies to isolate enemies and use crowd control. Here's a new item. Madman's Knowledge. You use these to gain 1 insight each. Eldritch Wisdom, huh? How much Eldritch Wisdom could there be in this game? It's just werewolves so far. Alright. Now, those items we dropped down from up above in the rafters fell down here. So let's go clear out this place. This part, I truly did almost get killed by these rats. And after getting killed by the dog earlier in the second video, I in that moment fighting those rats, I was like, if I die here to 2 rats in the first level, I'm not doing this Let's Play. This is it was almost canceled before it had barely begun. But luckily I remembered how to play the game like you're supposed to play the game. Alright, now give me my prize. The Saw Spear. So, I'm gonna level with you. This is gonna be our main weapon throughout the run. Seems like it's just a variation on the Saw Cleaver, and in a way it is. The basic moveset is nearly identical. However, it can do a nice thrust slam when it's in its trick weapon form. And it's more of it's a little faster than the Saw Cleaver. The Saw Cleaver is a very, very balanced weapon, balanced between strength and dexterity. Saw Cleaver leans a little bit more into the dexterity, and since I'm going to be leveling, skill a little bit over strength in this run, I'm going to go ahead and use the Saw Spear more than the Cleaver. I'm going to keep the Cleaver on me just for now, since it's already upgraded. I don't want to downgrade my damage output right now, but once I'm able to upgrade the Saw Spear, I'm trading in that Cleaver, and it's Saw Spear only. I will be showing off other weapons on this run. I personally have a weird relationship with trying out different weapons in FromSoft games, because every FromSoft game has a ton of weapons for you to choose from. Especially Dark Souls, which is more, medieval high fantasy than this sort of gothic Victorian horror setting. There's lots of different weapons, lots of different types of weapons in those games, but I find with the punishing difficulty and the difference in playstyle that comes with having different weapons, and the whole deal of stamina management and different types of weapons taking more different amounts of stamina, I find that in practice, switching my weapon is a good way to get me killed because I'm not used to the rhythm of combat with that weapon. I've gotten over that a little bit. So I will be using some alternate weapons in this run, but I'm going to be mainly sticking with my, with what I know best, which is the, nice, balanced, slightly dexterous saucer. Here's another cute little shortcut. This is the fountain where we first saw the carrion crows, where I got killed earlier, and where we fought our first brick troll.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter?
You smell like shit.
My mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
Okay. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. 2 names can be made out, however faintly. Viola and Gascoigne. I'll be sure to keep that on me. Alright, well, anyway, back to the sewers. I also neglected to talk last time about, the sort of basic premise of the weapons in this game. In Dark Souls, you had similar sort of, flexibility with weapons where you could one-hand or two-hand pretty much every weapon. This game has a similar sort of way of alternating weapon styles, but it's built into the weapon itself. Each weapon is a trick weapon. So pressing L1 will, in the case of the saw, cleaver, and spear, extend the saw into a longer range thing. And that has its own set of light and heavy combos for you to play with. Different animations, different attack rhythms, different attack patterns, of course, so you gotta think about that. What's cool about that, though, is it allows you to alternate between different states of your trick weapon in the middle of combos. So a lot of the time in this run, you'll see me do a few fast hits and then transition right into an attack that also serves as the extension of the spear. So sort of like in a Platinum Games sort of beat 'em up, chaining light and heavy attacks together. You can do a ton of different variable combos of untricked and tricked attacks with your weapons. And each weapon has a sometimes substantially different trick to it. The other starter weapons we could have gotten, the hunter's axe and the threaded cane. The axe also extends. The handle of the axe extends and becomes a long-range two-handed thing, which means you can't use your gun in your left hand when you have it extended. And the threaded cane is... Wait. What the fuck is that? You see that? Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Not today. Not doing that. Anyway, the threaded cane is like a sword in its cane form, but when tricked, it actually sort of splits apart into a chained whip, kind of like in Castlevania. Which is it's a pretty cool weapon conceptually. It's doesn't do as much damage as the saw cleaver, so I don't ever start with it. But if you want to get in fast, like this game wants you to, you know, there's worse things you could rely on in this game. Anyway, that's a really fun trap, and a really a good way to avoid that trap. Dark Souls 1 has some infamous early game traps like that too. Like there's a staircase you go up in a dungeon that a big boulder rolls down, Raiders of the Lost Ark style, and another staircase later on in Dark Souls 1 that's you're going up it and some guys kick down a flaming barrel. There's a couple traps like that here in Bloodborne. You might have noticed a little bit of weirdness with the way I visceral attacked that bridge troll. I found on my second playthrough of this game that there's something weird going on with the visceral attacks on stairs. I'm not sure if it's just stairs or all sloped surfaces inclines, but like it seems like visceral attacks don't work when there's like a height difference. Like you're above or below the enemy you're trying to visceral on a set of stairs, so I just err on the side of caution and try not to visceral when I'm on stairs. But in dodging forward to do the visceral attack on that troll, I did get level with him, so I was able to do it. Saw Hunter badge. Messengers in the bath understand the profundity of this badge. Certain things can only be trusted with a hunter in possession of this badge, so they say. So we're going to be picking up a lot of those badges throughout the game. They serve as key items that unlock... yeah, sounds like a good idea. They unlock different items in the shop. And as that item description said, the in-universe justification for that is that the messengers, those weird little guys who are crawling all over you in the intro cutscene, they see that you have the badge and deem you worthy of the items that it represents. So you get some of those from killing bosses. Some of them you just find, like that one. So it's cool that as you go on and you need more and more different specialized items to, you know, get through the game, you know, it'll give you access to those things, and it'll give you access to the ability to buy those things, which is nice. And now we're just downstairs from Gilbert's lamp. And once you unlock an elevator from the side where it opens, or a one-way door that only opens from one side, now that's open for the rest of the game. We can just go straight there, whenever we want. Straight from the lamp, with minimal effort. There are 2 brick trolls on the way, but... another thing I should mention is, especially when you're trying to grind out a boss run that's giving you trouble and you gotta go back to the boss room over and over again, is it's entirely valid to just run past everything. It, you know, you won't get their blood echo drops, but if you're just trying to kill the boss, you don't need it. And besides, if you get the feeling that you're gonna die on this next attempt at the boss anyway, then you kind of don't want to get blood echoes because you're just gonna lose them. So, you gotta be smart. Gotta be smart about these things. Anyway, we're detouring back here to Yusefka's clinic where we started the game because I realized I forgot to talk to the titular head of the clinic.
Out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yusefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do. Now, go. And good hunting.
Thank you. Yusefka's blood vial is basically just a better version of your normal blood vials. Restores more HP. I don't tend to use it just because, you know, you can only hold like one at a time, and, you know, it requires the item being selected in the quick menu, and, you know, usually, you know, I just prefer to just hit the triangle button instead of scrolling through my items to see where it is. Anyway, let's pop all our juice and get some levels in before we start trying to fight these bosses, huh?
Welcome home. What is it? Very well. Let me stand. They speak.
Okay.
Farewell, may you
At some point in the game, she gets new dialogue based on stuff that's happened, but not for a little bit. So yeah, they have some new items there. We can't afford much right now. Or do we really need much, because I'm good at this game. And now we got a +1 saw spear, baby! Friendship with Saw Cleaver ended. Now Saw Spear is my best friend.